Hello everyone, there are two verses in the Quran that have caused a lot of confusion for some people, especially for those who believe in the Quran alone or the Quran alone community. So these two verses are verse number 107 and verse number 109 of chapter 17 in the Quran. And the way they have caused confusion is that people wonder, is like, do we have to prostrate on our chins, or does prostration even means prostration? Is it a physical prostration, or do we lie down and prostrate? All kinds of ideas have emanated from these two verses. Allah knows the past, the present, and the future. The creator of the world knows the future just like he knows the past. Because of that, he looks into the future, he sees that argument, and he already answers it in his books for us, for those whom he wants to guide. As I have demonstrated to you many times in my videos, that Quran already answers all those questions as if our creator heard it 1400 years ago or 3000 years ago or whatever time, depending on which book you're looking at and reading, right? It says, behold, those who are already endowed with knowledge fall down upon their faces in prostration. Whereas here it says, يَخِرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ. It says they fall down towards their chin. لِلْأَذْقَانِ, towards their chin, to their chins, for their chins. So it doesn't say they fall عَلَى الْأَذْقَانِ. If it was عَلَى, it meant on. It says le. Le in Arabic means what? It means for. I'm not going to go to the dictionary. This is a common knowledge. I mean, most of you who have any familiarity with Arabic, you know that. Or to, right? So that's what it means. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean Allah. However, again, as you saw here in this verse, they have translated it as fall down upon. So if you're looking at English translation, they have translated it as upon or on, and that has created that confusion that I was telling you about, right? Again, you see the same thing. يَخِرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ says they fall down upon their faces. Again, a different translation might have something different. But again, remember, this does not say يَخِرُّونَ عَلَى, right? If it has says يَخِرُّونَ عَلَى الْأَذْقَانِ, عَلَى in Arabic, I'm not writing Ali, it means ala. Ala in Arabic means on something, right? But it says lam, it uses the lam, what we call, as I'm going to write it in English as well, lam. So what is this? What is the meaning? Do we have to prostrate on our chin? And how do we prostrate on our chin? Or is it just saying that you prostrate towards, in the direction of? And that's the $1 million question. That's where many people have been misled. And either they do not prostrate, they say because of this, prostration is not physical, and various other reasons. And there are people who actually prostrate, try to do it on their chin, and in order to make that happen, they have to do some acrobatic moves and things like that, lie down and do all kinds of things, right? So let's see what the Quran tells us. Quran actually answers this for us very simply, and you're going to be surprised. However, I want you to do this. So this is يَخِرُّونَ le. So this is the combination. يَخِرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ. This is the mudari'. This is the mudari'. But the past sense of this is kharru, right? It's kharru. This is madi. In Arabic, we call it madi. So that's the past, and it would be kharru le again, right? So just, I want you to see this combination. So have that in mind. So this is verse number 100 of chapter 12. It says, and he raised his parents. Who is he? This is Joseph, Prophet Yusuf or Joseph. And they fell in prostration to him. Who is he talking about? They is talking about his parents and his brothers. Let's look at the dream together. And this is a dream 12 number 4. So when Joseph said to his father, my father, I have seen 11, right? أحد عشر كوكبا, 11 stars. I don't know why I say planets. It's amazing. 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me, right? So this is the dream that Joseph saw. 11 stars and the sun and the moon. Now, this has happened. This dream happens. It comes true many years later. Now the parents and his family are in Egypt. So let's see what happens. And they, it means the parents and the brothers and the family, fell in prostration to him. So I want you to keep that in mind. Fell in prostration to him. Now what does it say in Arabic for that? It says kharru lahu. It means they fell in prostration. Lahu sujada. Now up there we had yakhruna le, right? Here is the past tense that I showed you. It's kharu. It's just a madi. This was mudare. This is madi. Madi is the past tense. So it's talking about the past. It says vakharru lahu sujada. Over there it says yakhruna lil adqan. Here it says kharru lahu. So if kharru lahu means falling on something, it means prostrating on something, then it should be, then this would mean that they prostrated on, they fell in prostration on him. So this is what it should mean. So if we assume that kharru le or yakhruna le means falling on your chins or prostrating on your chins, then that le should mean the exact same thing here as well, right? Because the exact same combination is being used. So what this should mean is they fell, the family, it means Joseph's brothers and parents, they fell on Joseph in prostration, right? Because if it has that meaning over there, it should have the exact same meaning here as well, right? Now, let me ask you, does it make sense? Imagine Joseph is there and his family and his parents and his brothers, they jump on him. They jump on him in prostration. So Joseph is under there and you have his parents on top of him and the brothers on top of him. Everyone is piling up on Joseph in prostration mode. That is Comedy Central. That is not reasonable. First of all, it's not doable. He would have died. So that would have been the last day of Joseph's life if people would jump on him and prostrate on him. So that is not what it means. So kharru lah, that doesn't mean to prostrate on, right? So we can actually, from this, hence we can conclude that it does not mean to prostrate, and I'm going to write it, on something. Right? So this is not the meaning. So we are going to just cross this out. Prostrating on something is not the meaning. So what does this mean? So imagine the story. What is it saying? Is that they prostrated towards, in the direction of, to Joseph. They fell on prostration towards or to Joseph, right? That makes sense. The parents, they saw the glory, all the grace that our Creator had given to Joseph, and because of that, they fell on prostration towards or to Joseph. Which brings me to the point here that what this verse is saying is they fall towards their chin. Now, if you stand up, I have a video, I will put the link. I demonstrate that this verse physically in a video. So you can actually see me doing this. So if you stand up and if you look straight, if you stand humbly and look even a little bit down, you see that your chin is pointing down to the ground in front of you. And it's a straight, you are standing straight, your chin is there. So basically, Allah in this verse is telling us the direction of prostration that we have to go down towards our chin, where our chin is showing us. And our chin is actually pointing to where we need to be. If you look straight, the direction of our chin is showing us where we should be on our face, on our forehead, when we prostrate. And I put the link down in the description. I highly encourage you to watch that and see that for yourself, so that you know that this has nothing to do with prostration on our chins. Quran actually explains that to us. And it surprises me that some of our Quran alone brothers and sisters, they don't pay attention. They ignore other verses in the Quran and utilize these two verses, and they translate it differently than another verse that is talking about Joseph and his brothers. And it's the exact same. It's yakharuna le, and over there is kharru. It's just the past versus present tense. That's how it is. That's how simple it is. And then there is another verse in the Quran that actually explains it to us. 48:29 basically says, you see them kneeling and prostrating. Ruk'an sujada. It means ruku is not a separate movement. Ruku, and again, you can see that in that video, and I show it to you. Ruku is when you're going down and you end up on your hands and on your knees. That is the ruku, and then you do the prostration. So you see them kneeling, prostrating. They seek the blessings and approval of God. Their distinction is in their faces as a result of prostration. So again, it mentions the faces here because when you prostrate, your face goes down. Obviously, you don't prostrate on your nose. It's common sense. Allah doesn't have to explain that. You don't prostrate on your eyes. You don't prostrate on your nose. You don't prostrate on your mouth. The only place on your face that you can prostrate on is your forehead. You can't prostrate on your mouth on dirt. Imagine, in the old days, they didn't have carpets, clean floors. So in the dirt, you could not prostrate with their mouth. It would become dirty. It would become muddy. It would become that. They wouldn't do it with your nose. Your nose breaks if you put it on the floor. You can't do it on your chin. You can't do it on your ears. You can't do it on your eyes. The only place on your face that you can utilize to do to do prostration is your forehead. And that's Allah tells us, simahum fi wujuhim, in their faces. And your face is basically, where is it? In your face. The only place you can do it is on forehead. The result of prostrations. Peace and blessings to all of you.